All right. So an adjustable rate mortgage, an ARM, is a low risk strategy for the lender, the bank. ARMs are subject to change whenever prevailing rates change. For example, you have a low interest rate for the first 6 months, then your rate increases as you continue to pay back the loan. So if you are very desperate at the start of a loan, you can take an ARM or refinance into an ARM so your first monthly payments are lower, but the higher monthly payments later like really adds up. So here we've got an ARM with a first year rate of 5% on $100,000. What would you pay after 1 year? Then suppose after 5 years of paying off this loan, the ARM rate rises to 10%. How would this affect your monthly payments? What would be the risk with taking an ARM loan? That monthly payment can get really big. All right. Do I still have? Yeah. Ready. Yeah, 30-year home loan. There it is. So at 5%, we're going to be paying $536.82. All right, so pay that for 5 years. When we pop it up to the 10%, though, we got $877.57 now. $341 bump in payment size. That is substantial. Like having to suddenly pay an extra $340 a month would put a serious dent in my finances. So this is just a like adjustable rates seem nice, seem useful, but buyer beware. Banks are not nice. Banks are there to make money, and they make money by you making mistakes, unfortunately. Now, last little part here, I've copied 2 problems from the homework. All right, so here there is the home mortgage balance was $166,000 for the home owned by person. The interest rate is 8%. So assuming she makes the May monthly payment of $1,328, calculate the following. The amount of interest included in the May payment, round your answer to the nearest cent, the amount of monthly mortgage payment that will be used to reduce the principal, and then the new balance after Patricia makes this monthly mortgage payment. The second question down here asks you to do the same thing, but it asks you to do it several times for different payments. So figuring out how much interest she has to pay, we take the balance of her loan currently, and we're going to multiply it by the 8%, but we're going to divide it by 12 because we want a month's worth of the interest, not the full 8% for a year. So the time has to be stated in years. So we don't say 1 month, we say 1/12 of a year. And calculate the principal times the rate times the time. So if we crunch that up, times 0.08 times 1 divided by 12, or just divided by 12. So she is going to pay, she needs to pay $1,100, $1,106.67 in interest. So that is the answer to part A. Now we have to figure out, well, they told us her monthly mortgage payment is $1,328. So now we are going to take 1328 and subtract off what we're paying for interest, 1106.67. And $221.33 is going to apply to the principal. So the new balance is we are going to take the 166,000 and take off the 221.33. And now her new balance is $165,778.67. Yeah. So on the second problem, you do those same three calculations over and over and over again. So it's giving you like payment number 205 is this. For payment number 206, you're going to take the previous balance times the interest rate, which for this one was 4.6%, much nicer, times the 1/12 for just one part of the year. That's the interest payment. Then take that off of he's paying 1973.68, do the difference, and then take that difference off of the loan balance from the previous line for the next line. So a tedious thing, but it can be calculated. It just line after line after line of the same payment over and over and over again, and this is why we love Excel. All right. We're done for now.